Hey everybody, welcome back. We had a Pokemon Presents yesterday, and obviously I was at work. I couldn't make a video yesterday, but these new Pokemon look so good. They look so good. I have to talk about them, so I'm gonna make this video anyway. Um, yeah. Before we get into the actual video, um, I got a new shirt in the AndyLaVGC merch store. Go ahead and check it out. It's Joverquill shirt. Hopefully it's as funny as I think it is and you think it's funny too. Really, I just want you to see it. So look at it. Tell me it's pretty. Do whatever. Let's jump into it here. Now, to look at the actual Pokemon and like all the information that we have about them, we got to go to the Pokemon page here on the website. Hopefully you can't hear that truck outside. Gosh. It's real loud. So first up, Duraludon got an evolution, and this is like really surprising, man. I know Duraludon is just like a standalone Pokemon, so kind of makes sense for it to get an evolution because a lot of those standalone Pokemon end up with like underwhelming stats. I think this is Archaludon. I don't think it's Archaludon. I think it's Archaludon because it's like a bridge, and like arches are in bridges. I think it's Archaludon, and that's what I'm gonna choose to decide how to pronounce it. Ooh. First up, we have Stamina and Sturdy, which are different abilities from Duraludon. Duraludon has like, I think it's Light Metal, Heavy Metal, and then Stalwart. So its normal abilities are Stamina and Sturdy, which is already like a huge upgrade. Stalwart's a good ability, but Stamina on something that probably has Body Press and is Steel Dragon type sounds super funny, super amazing. And then it'll probably still get Stalwart as the hidden ability. And then Sturdy's good too. But I can't imagine it needing it really unless it is very frail. Like I imagine it's probably less frail than Duraludon because Duraludon has like no special defense. You can see it's a bridge. People online have been saying, "Oh, it's a forklift," or "Oh, it's a it's a staple remover." When it's like folded up like this, it does kind of look like a staple remover. I just really appreciate that the whole Duraludon line is what if architecture was a Pokemon, and I think it's really funny. So it's a Steel Dragon type, and it has a new signature move, which is Electric type, called Electro Shot, and it's literally Electric type Meteor Beam, but if it's raining, you don't have to take a charge turn, which is kind of busted, honestly. Sounds super good, and it doesn't really help against any of Duraludon's or Archaludon's like theoretical checks because it's weak to like ground and fighting, and that's it. Yeah, ground and fighting doesn't really help against those, but like a free special attack boost on what is presumably like a special attacker is pretty cool. This is a really cool move. I wonder what the base power is gonna be because they have to balance it. It can't just be the same base power as like Meteor Beam, Solar Beam, because it's like both of those moves combined. So it's gonna be lower. I imagine it's probably like 110, something like that, which is still pretty good. Obviously, we don't know anything about its stats, but I would imagine it's higher stats than Duraludon. Like, if we look at Duraludon, Duraludon has really high stats to be getting in evolution. I believe it is the Pokemon with the highest stats to receive a new evolution. Where am I going? Duraludon's not in the game right now, is it? It's not. Duraludon, look at these stats. Imagine these stats, but better. What if Archaludon's fast? I actually kind of think it's going to be slower than Duraludon, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, really all it needs is more special defense, and we're kind of cooking. Okay. Now we have Diplin. This is a third evolution for Applin, which is very cool. I really like the Applin line. It's very funny. It's Grass Dragon, just like all the other ones. It has a new ability, Super Sweet Syrup, and then it gets Gluttony, and then presumably it'll have a third ability because I'm pretty sure the other forms have 3 abilities as well. But look at him. Look at him. He's so cute. He's so cute. I love him so much. And apparently it's 2. It says that it's 2. Yeah, this like flavor text is really interesting. Apparently this is 2 Applins? I don't really know how that works, but that's really interesting. But yeah, we have a new move and a new ability. So the new move is called Syrup Bomb. It seems like it is a single target move, though we don't have that confirmed. It could very easily be like a spread move. And basically, it makes the speed stat of the Pokemon that you hit lower for 3 consecutive turns. This is kind of a really interesting move. So first, there's 2 kind of ways to think about this. If this move traps, then it's super busted because it's trapping and you lower their speed 3 turns in a row. Now, I don't know if the speed stat... I think the speed stat lowers immediately, like when you use the attack, and then it'll lower again at the end of each other turn, but I don't know for sure. If it doesn't trap, then you're kind of putting your opponent in a position where they have to decide if they want to switch out or not, which is also very interesting. Depending on what Diplin's stats are, this could be a busted move. If it's like really fast, it could be really busted, or if it's like really bulky, it could be really busted. And then it has a new ability, which just seems like super good. Super Sweet Syrup. It's literally Intimidate for Evasion is what some people have called. My first thought was that it's Sweet Scent as an ability. Either way, on switch in, it lowers the evasion of your opponent's Pokemon, which is super, super, super good. If this Pokemon is good, or, I mean, it might just get carried by this ability. There's going to be really good Pokemon on teams that are running, like, less than accurate moves. Like with Iron Bundle. You know how Iron Bundle has basically only moves that are not accurate except for Freeze Dry? You switch this in, now you're hitting Hydro Pumps. Now you're hitting Icy Winds. Now you're hitting Blizzards, and you don't even need to set up the snow. I don't know. That sounds super good. I think this Pokemon's going to be busted. Like I said, obviously we don't know anything about the stats. It's going to depend on the stats a little bit, but if it at least has, like, okay stats, it'll be good. I think it's going to be good, and I really like it. It's really cute. And then for the other 2 guys, because they didn't, like, give them official, like, reveals with, like, abilities and everything, which is kind of weird. I feel like they kind of, like, pick and choose which Pokemon they want to do this with. We have to go to, like, the news, I think. Let's see if I can find it. It's definitely here. There's also a lot of other stuff here that we'll talk about, too. There we go. So we have Raging Bolt and Iron Crown. This is all that we got. All we got were pictures. So, obviously, we don't know their typings, but we can kind of, like, extrapolate what their typings might be based on the ones that we already have. So Walking Wake is Dragon Water. So I'm assuming that Raging Bolt is probably Dragon Electric, which is a pretty cool typing. I want to say the only Dragon Electric type right now is Zekrom, so that's kind of cool. It's very goofy looking, and I love it. If you hate it, I'm sorry, but I love it. And I assume that probably it'll have a signature attack very similar to Walking Wake. It'll be an electric type attack that gets boosted in the sun. If this is like an electric dragon type sun Pokemon, that's really cool because it's really good in terrain, which is something that Walking Wake also does. They would both be really good in terrain teams, and, like, obviously being able to hit them with electric type attacks is really good. And then we have Iron Crown, which based on Iron Leaves' typing, which is Grass Psychic, I want to say it's probably going to be Steel Psychic, but I don't know that for sure, obviously. But Steel Psychic is a pretty solid typing. I mean, like, Metagross is good, Socoleo's good, Bronzong is good. And then it'll probably also have a signature move. Well, huh. Now that I'm thinking about it, what is Iron Leaves' signature move? What typing is it? Because I can't remember off the top of my head. Iron Leaves' signature move is... Where is it? It's Psychic type. Okay. Huh. So maybe it won't be Steel Psychic. Maybe it'll be Steel... something else. That's really interesting to think about. I hadn't considered that Iron Leaves' signature move is its secondary typing. Maybe it'll also just have Psyblade. I don't know. Huh. Maybe Iron Crown is going to have a more interesting typing and signature move, but Raging Bolt definitely has the more interesting design. I don't think you can argue anything else. But yeah, we don't know too much about these Pokemon. We don't know anything about stats. I would assume their abilities are just photosynthesis and quirk drive. We don't know. I assume they're going to have signature moves that are very similar to the other ones that we already know about. But we don't know that for sure. Then other big news, I think really the main thing, there's a couple of main things. First up we have, no, what the heck? Okay, no, that's not what I wanted. Where is it? We have like a new Elite Four, which is cool. We have like Ogre Ousting, which is like a mini game. Where is... We're getting Mass Outbreaks back, which is really big for like shiny hunting and stuff. We got revealed that Ogerpon has like a special terrestrialized form, which is pretty cool. Same thing for Terrapagos. It seems to have a special terrestrialized form. Did they just not put it in the screenshots? They might not have. They announced mochis today, and if I remember to put a picture in, I'll put a picture in. But I'm pretty sure that by completing Ogre Ousting, I think, you get items to craft mochis. And basically what mochis do is they can give you EVs. I'm kind of assuming it's going to be somewhere between like a nutritious drink and a feather, because feathers are 1 EV and nutritious drinks are 10 EVs. I'm thinking it's going to be like 4, but we don't know that for sure. And they did reveal that there is one that just completely erases all of your EVs, so like I don't have to trade all my Pokemon back to Sword and Shield and use Lady Clear anymore, which will be great, assuming that they're easy enough to craft. Yeah, that's kind of all the big new stuff. They did announce the release date for the first part of the DLC. I believe that it's September 15th. It should be in here. Hold on. Let's see. The teal mask. Well, they didn't put it in here. What the heck? They announced the release date. Maybe it's in the news. I think it's September 15th. It's like sometime in September, like considering I think that Regulation D ends at the end of September. That means that Regulation E is going to start what's the month after September? October. Regulation E starts in October, and I assume that we're going to be able to use all of the Pokemon in the first part of the DLC, which is going to be a big chunk. Should be a pretty big change up, and that probably includes the three new legendaries in that part. It won't include like Walking Wake or anything, because those are going to be in the second part of the DLC. So we'll have to wait a little bit longer for Walking Wake probably. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff coming out of this trailer. Go watch the trailer, see it for yourself. Although not all of the information that I've covered is in the trailer, obviously. But yeah, I think it's going to be really neat. What do you think about all of this? Do you think that Diplin and Archaludon? I might need to hear like somebody officially pronounce that, because that's a funky name. Do you think Diplin and Archaludon are going to be good? Do you think that Long Raikou and Robot Cobalion are going to be good? I do. I think there's a good chance that all 4 of those Pokemon are good. Yeah, like always, guys, leave me the likes, comments, subscriptions. Especially if you're all the way here at the end of the video and you have not subscribed. It's like a 15-minute video. Go check out the It's Joverquill shirt. And with that, everybody, my name is Andrew. I'll catch you guys next time.
Fluttermane, 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 Fluttermane. Making big reads in my flutter brain. Eevee's giving me flutter gains. Play it on rain, call it flutter rain. Get what you run a flutter train. Boss so smooth like a buttermane. Fluttermane, Fluttermane, Fluttermane. Fluttermane, 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 Fluttermane. Making big reads in my flutter brain. Eevee's giving me flutter gains. Play it on rain, call it flutter rain.